Hello all, welcome to another endgame study. Again, another study from the Ukrainian chess composer Filip Bondarenko. Always fun the endgame studies from him. This one was produced in cooperation with Alexander Kakovin, another Ukrainian chess composer. And besides that, there's another story related to this one. I was working with this endgame study, preparing it for the series, when I saw Jan Timman publishing it also on the X social network. And in fact, the solution to this one that was the last post from Jan Timman there, which is an unfortunate memory, but nevertheless, let's respect the great work that Jan Timman has left us, immortal one. Uh, so let's go for the study. The study, as always, I suggest for the practice you watch the guide if you haven't. If you are already prepared, then the 10 minutes, the main one, will start, and then let's go for why to play and win this one. And let's go for this one. Well, what an amazing endgame study. We just have one rook and one bishop against the same but with the extra 4 pawns. And besides that, the black pawns are very close to promote, so it's almost an impossible one to see how to win this one. But of course, very fast we see, okay, the rook is pinned, so I have easy access to a forcing line, and of course I need to go there, so I need to go with the first good move, which is rook g1 check. Notice that there are not many other options. We can't let black play, of course, and going trying to grab the rook is a big mistake. Sorry, it's a big mistake because we are going to lose it even faster. So our rook now is also pinned, and of course we are not going to save this one. So the first line, and of course the main one, needs to be a forced one. So let's go rook g1 check. Of course, only move over here is to bring the bishop. And now notice that, of course, black is remaining with only 2 pawns to move. So it's white to play another countdown, 1 minute, so you can find the only good continuation to keep going for the win from here. And the only continuation is to go with the brilliant rook c1. Well, from the position, well, you see that, okay, we have so many options. We want to go more or less with the king. If we could go with our king, we would exchange the king to the c1 square, and notice that that would be an easy win. But we have a rook, and of course we can't go up because otherwise we are just going to release the bishop, probably with a checking threat if not protected, but nevertheless not the option that we want to go. So only way to progress and to win is to go with the rook c1. Of course, now black has only one way, is to advance the c pawn. Let's say black goes directly because it's the only option available to try something with it. And now we bring the king. Of course, the king can't go to the second rank, needs to go over the first one. There are no other options, so we move the king again. And now black plays c3, and now it's another minute for you. Find the continuation, and then I return for another one. And over here, I hope you haven't approached the king anymore, because otherwise you are going to be surprised with the rook now threatening our rook. Notice that the king will escape on the next move, and we will have black with a queen, so we need to force it with taking the bishop. Now over here, of course, black won't play a stupid move like going there, because this allows white to recover for a draw, at least for a draw. But easy win is going just removing the king, and next move is going to promote to a queen, and so we are lost over here. So without this option, of course, we need to go with the bishop taking. Now it's correct time taking c3, so keeping all black positions locked on the queen side. Of course, now black needs to come with the pawn, so we move the king to the side. It moves the pawn again, we move the king to the side, and black moves the pawn again. So it's again white to play. Last move, another minute, pause for more if you need, and find a brilliant way to finish this one. And I hope you have found it. It's the only way to win this one, is to go with the rook. Rook c2, brilliant sacrifice. Of course, if the pawn advances, then we just take the rook with a checkmate. So the rook needs to be accepted. If the pawn takes, it's a check, but now we go with the king to c1. Notice that the bishop, unfortunately, it's still blocked, so only move possible for black is to advance the pawn, and now we get this winner. And the other move, it's going to be the same, we just go with the king anyway. Notice that whatever move that black does, moving the bishop or advancing the pawn, it doesn't work, because we get the same checkmate. So what a brilliant study. Coming from the first position, we found this forced continuation. I think you also have enjoyed, and of course, I catch you up with future videos. Bye bye.